Welcome to Unhinged Magi. We're back. Woo, man. You know what? I quit. I'm done.
Dan's done.
I'm selling it
Sorry,
all.
everybody.
It's going to zero.
He's done. And he's throwing boxes of double masters that are still sealed. Throwing them around. So, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, today, what are we talking about, Dan?
We're talking about selling antiquities. $60. Who wants it?
Selling antiquities for $60. I want it. Yes, please. And I don't even... You just said antiquities. I don't know if that means booster boxes or packs or what, but I'll buy it.
Oh, there you go.
You can specify what it is I'm buying later.
That's right.
So anyways, the topic today, I just blinked on it.
Oh, the topic today is if you quit Magic the Gathering,
There we go.
what should you do? Well, the first thing you do is hey, your Magic the Gathering sucks. You're a douchebag. You're a dumb idiot for anyone keeping those cards. It's going to zero. Just get it with it.
Oh my gosh, are you going to quit?
Yeah, I freaking quit. You suck.
Okay, well, if you're going to quit, here's some things maybe you should do before you actually quit.
Well, here's another thing. Don't do that to your friends.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number one, don't go out in a blaze of glory telling everybody you're going to quit and Magic the Gathering sucks and it's a pile of crap.
Like, you know how people just like to cite statistics on things? Here's a pulled out of my rear statistic. The vast majority of people that play like Magic or some kind of CCG that they really enjoy and they've been emotional about, they've had good feelings about it, good experiences, the vast majority of those people miss it and want to return to it. And if you're going to quit, you probably will too.
Edwin, can we play Magic the Gathering again?
You're such a jerk. When you quit, you called me a douchebag. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So I want an apology, and I want you to email everyone else and apologize to them too.
Okay.
And then you kicked my favorite deck across the room. I'd like you to pay me for the card you damaged.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And then we'll let you back in. But we might make you wear the dunce cap and a little shame sign for a while.
Yeah, probably.
So don't go out in a big blaze of glory.
Although it's a great card. That's one of my favorites.
Yes. Because you're probably going to end up eating a lot of crow.
Yeah, crows don't taste too good. I mean, you can saute them a little bit, but the bones, it's just really bad. The meat on the leg is not that bad.
Yeah.
You should try it.
So another whole topic of if you're going to quit is, you guys, don't buy list your cards.
Oh, God.
Don't just dump them at pennies on the dollar. No, don't.
Don't do that.
Okay, so just think of this. You spent so much time and effort buying and acquiring and loving those cards. Like, it doesn't mean you have to, reverse how you're feeling. I know you might have some frustrations with it. You might have some things going on in your life.
He's frustrated with loving those cards.
It's like you do this much work to get the cards, and if all that work and effort, all that time was for something, and if you leave and you spend this much effort to get rid of the cards,
that's how big
you're not going to get that same value back out. And I've witnessed people selling collections that are like $50,000 collections, and they dump them for like 20.
Rudy, I need to sell all my cards. I quit Magic the Gathering. I don't want to take that good price. Can I sell it for 30% less?
No, like 60% less.
60% less.
So there's times, you guys, where it's worth it to take a discount, a discount, to actually facilitate the transaction and make it easy. I'm not arguing that. But what I am saying is, there's a break point where that's worth it or not worth it. If you're a dude that's making minimum wage or you're struggling to pay bills, $1,000 is a lot to you, yes, and you have 20 grand worth of Magic cards, it's worth your time to sell them and get closer to the real price.
Correct. You have to, you'll have to put in the effort. I mean, every dollar counts at that point.
That's for the higher end ones. But if, let's say you're quitting whatever your trading card game is, and the place you're going to sell your cards to, they're not even going to give you a penny per card, right?
Right.
They're going to just barely give you any money, and when you give them this huge amount of bulk, right?
Because remember, it's bulk. Bulk is not that good to sell.
Maybe consider not selling those. Maybe consider just storing them. because you can quit and put them away, and like if nothing else, maybe try to pare them down to the ones that you think are more likely to go up in value, and keep those, and the ones that aren't hardly worth anything, just give them away to friends or something, because then if you ever come back,
that's if you need room.
Yeah, if you need room. The people you gave them to there's going to be a lot more kind of karma coming back to you if you ever rejoin the game, because they're going to be like, hey, you're the guy that gave me all those cards and such. And if you're not going to get less than like a penny for each of them, you might as well just like make some people happy.
Exactly.
But at least keep some, right? Because I'll tell you what, like there's, over the years, I mean, I've been playing this game for 24 or 5 years.
How many times have you quit, Edwin?
Well, I've never quit because I hated the game. I've quit a few times because like I just didn't have time, or I needed the money for something else.
Yeah. See, I quit the game. That's because Magic the Gathering stopped existing.
Yeah. So there's been so many times where like I've seen people sell huge bulk amounts of cards where the cards are worth less than a penny, and then like decades later it's like, oh my god, every card in that set is worth at least $1.
Yep, and that's a lot of money for commons.
Yeah. I mean, I've witnessed it, you guys.
Rudy had a shirt that says, I don't have time for commons. I have time for commons.
And sometimes it's even just like one of the comments. Like, what would a foreign black border or beta Swords to Plowshares have gone for back in like 1996? Maybe $10. Maybe $10, right? If even that. But a foreign black border, maybe $1, because like there was all the Ice Age ones and everything. So I'm sure people just gave those away. Well, a beta Swords to Plowshares now is like $500 to $800, something like that.
I think Swords to Plowshares is $2 now.
For like a foreign black border?
No, like for one that's reprinted or something like that, right?
Oh, the reprints aren't worth anything, but like those old revised foreign black border ones, if you go ahead and look them up, I'm guessing they're probably worth 30 to 50 or something like that. Like even for a foreign black border. My point is, even if not all the cards in your bulk are worth something, a lot of times there'll be certain cards that like end up being so worth it that it was worth it to save them. So the point is, don't just buy list your cards and just get rid of them. Make some attempt to actually like sell the cards for full value. Okay, and make some attempt to at least like take cards.
Swords to Plowshares worth $1.73 in pretty much any format.
No. Foreign black border revised. That's what you got to look up.
Fine. I was looking up the ones that currently you said it wasn't worth that much.
No, the other ones aren't worth anything, but the foreign black
border worth $1.
Yeah, they're hardly worth anything. So, anyways, so the cheap cards, like, can try to pare them down to the ones that you think might actually like be worth some value, and at least like save those, put them in a closet or something like that. Because if you decide to return, you're going to be really glad those are there. And secondly, they could gain a lot of value. And I mean, come on, everyone can at least like afford like a couple shoeboxes worth of space somewhere, right? Even if you have a tiny apartment, you can probably afford that.
Can they really?
Yeah, I think a couple shoeboxes of space. Yeah, I think most people can.
I don't know, man.
Unless like maybe you live in like a tiny house or something like that.
Tiny houses, yeah, they're a thing.
Yeah, which is
cool though.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I actually really like tiny houses.
Yeah, I like how they move the walls back and forth to make extra room. I think that's pretty cool, actually.
Yep. Okay, so another whole side of this, like, things to consider before you actually quit is you're probably going to like have old nostalgic feelings of playing the game at some point. You're probably going to want to come back.
Because you're old.
Because you're an old fart.
Your memories are like, man, I remember when I was young playing Magic the Gathering in my mid-40s.
So if you're going to sell the cards, and just say you have a certain amount of money you're going to get from selling the cards. Where is it? Okay, I'm on camera. You have a certain amount of money you're going to get from selling the cards. Go ahead and sell almost all of those cards and get that money, but just take a tiny little chunk of it. And what I'm saying is coalesce down just a few decks, like 3 or 4 decks that you really like. Maybe one of them is a really fun to play commander.
Like Triskelion. Triskelion, reanimate, sacrifice it, boom, that one. Keep that one.
Maybe one of them is like a commander EDH deck you can play with friends, because you might get the occasional invite with some friends to show up for an EDH night, right?
That's right.
So you've at least got that one commander deck. Maybe like at least one old school deck that is fun to play. Maybe at least like one like Pauper, like one kind of Legacy or something else. The point is, like, if this is the value of your collection, go ahead and sell this much of it and recoup your money.
And then you get some shrinkage.
But keep like some small portion of it in just at least a couple decks, because you're probably going to want to come back to the game, or at the very least you might get some invites from friends to come over to their house and enjoy Magic just for that one kind of nostalgic night, right?
Exactly. And then you can have your memories, and then you'll get drunk, and then you'll start buying Arabian Nights booster boxes online.
That's just you that does that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, we should probably advise people not to get drunk and buy Arabian Nights boosters at this point. Probably a terrible decision for most people.
Well, maybe.
But anyways.
Good payoff.
So yeah, things to consider if you're going to quit. You're probably going to come back.
Yep.
Keep at least some decks you can play. The cards that are going to be bulk and just not worth anything, maybe try to coalesce them down and keep some of them. And then the others, if you're going to get almost nothing for them, just give them away to friends.
Also, one more thing, have a plan for where the money's going to go.
That's a good topic.
All right. So let's say you get the money and you say, I'm going to Aruba. Is that a good plan for your money to go? No, that is a terrible investment strategy. That's called throwing it in the garbage. You do not make that kind of plan. You have to make a plan. This is your card money. That investment has to keep growing. If your cards are considered an investment that can actually grow, you shouldn't sell it. If you don't think it's going to sell and you're kind of like stabilized, you think it's going to stabilize for a long period of time, then when you sell it, put it in something, an investable product that you think that it's actually going to go well, or a stock market that you think is going to do well with giving you dividends, or some kind of investment vehicle.
Just be sensible at least with what you're going to do with the money is ultimately what we're getting at. To where in the future, when you look back, you're not like, I blew it all on hats and then who cares about the hats now? Something that you can look back and at least say, I started my business with it, or I put a down payment on my house, and we live in the house still, so we're gaining some benefits. Something you can look back on and not have so much regret. Exactly. Because you're probably going to end up missing those cards eventually. Because you were very emotionally attached to them. And if you can at least have something else you can look at that says, here's that investment money, I can even move it back if I want, or I can at least say it went to something very good.
Like if you're making 30%, and then you might be able to just come back, buy the cards, and just have zero loss, and maybe actually made 10% value. There's something to be said by that.
That kind of thing can happen.
Yeah.
Some people might have sold their Magic and moved into Bitcoin, made a ton of money on Bitcoin, then come back and buy every card they ever missed, right?
Exactly. And you can buy 2 of them now.
Yeah.
So there's things that you can be done. We're not saying invest in Bitcoin. We're saying just, choose your risk.
Be wise with where you put the money that you get from selling the cards, because it's probably going to matter to you more than you think later on.
Exactly.
So that's it, you guys. Things to consider before you actually just quit and throw it all over the wall.
Exactly. And that was fantastic.
Okay.
Throwing it over the wall. I like throwing stuff over walls because you hear that smash at the end. It's so fun. Oh, yeah. That's so good.
There you go.
All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, make a comment, and we will talk to you again on the next one. If you want to buy more cards, go to tcgplayer.com and use our link below and buy the cards, or go to www.openboosters.com, but that only helps me. It doesn't help them.
Openboosters.com, you guys. You got a store now.
That's right. I got a store. There's some Flesh and Blood cards out there on it. So if you want to check it out.
Stuff that he's cracking goes into the store.
Exactly. All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, make a comment. That's the most important part because it helps with the algorithm.
Okay.